and you've come to the conclusion that a lot of the characters in the Bible or the Bible itself is actually originated from Africa. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's an African story. In fact, it is literally world history, but then because the world started in Africa, so it's also African history, literally.
Okay, so when did you start looking into this kind of stuff? When did you start realizing that, okay, because I'm Ghanaian, and I grew up in Ghana for a brief period of my childhood, and one thing I realized about Christianity in Ghana, especially growing up in a Christian household, was it was no joke. These people believed everyone was white. They believed everyone was from. Most of the people didn't even know where Israel or Jerusalem or any of these places that they talked about in the Bible was. You know, they just pictured white people. I went to churches where I looked up and I saw sculptures and mosaics and not mosaics. What do you call that? Stained windows, stained glass windows of the imageries, and they're all white people, and they're all like the prophets and the disciples, you name it. They're all white people with long white beards. Obviously, you're from Nigeria, Kunle, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Absolutely.
So am I to assume you had a similar childhood where your whole childhood it was white people?
Yes, it was the same thing.
Right.
So it's whitewashing of history is what it is.
How did you feel like when you first started to discover that, hold on, this doesn't seem right? Did you feel like it was blasphemy?
Yeah, it kind of almost felt like that, because in fact, and in more recent times, I was speaking to one of the people that I have explained these to, maybe one of our shows, because we have a TikTok live literally every day, 10 o'clock West African time. So what they've told me is that when it's a guy I was speaking to, and what he said when his wife discovered or was beginning to see that this could be true, that Jesus was dark skinned, she was beginning to doubt if she could worship him if he was dark skinned. And that tells volumes right there. Because the way you treat someone that looks like you describes how you will treat yourself. You see how you feel about yourself. So I was surprised to hear that, but then I can understand. People think it's blasphemy. They think, how can Jesus be black? It should be the devil that should be dark skinned. It's deep.